companies in the world, boasting almost 1 billion subscribers and one of the world's largest networks. In 2010, China Mobile International was created as a subsidiary of CMCC to grow, with a mandate to grow and expand business outside of mainland China. With our headquarters in Hong Kong, China Mobile International has expanded our footprint to over 22 regions worldwide, allowing us to be able to offer our vision of a seamless and borderless digital life globally. With our 5 pillars of solutions in our iSolutions categories, we have connectivity, cloud, ICT, data center, and IoT. To give you some context from a resource perspective, China Mobile International owns and manages a multitude of terrestrial and submarine cables, totaling multi-thousands of kilometers and terabits of bandwidth. By leveraging these resources, we can offer enterprise the ability to connect their assets, and specific to the gaming world, connect and bring users around the world closer together, which is paramount and has a huge advantage in the gaming sphere. To further drive that reach, China Mobile operates over 165 points of presence worldwide, covering every continent. This allows China Mobile to offer all manner of communication services, including traditional products like internet, SD-WAN, point-to-point connections. In addition, China Mobile also operates wholly owned data centers in Hong Kong, London, Singapore, mainland China, and Germany, providing diversity and redundancy to our enterprise clients. With respect to cloud, and a very important topic here, we operate and manage our own CMCC cloud, but have strategic partnerships with all the major providers, including AWS, Ali Cloud, Azure, Huawei Cloud, and Google. And equally as important, China Mobile boasts one of the largest 5G deployments and networks in the world. It is these services that are the genesis of the products that we want to reach out and talk to you about today, and what we can offer to the gaming and visual effects community. Our content delivery network, our application acceleration network, and our cloud gaming solution, which my colleagues are going to speak of in greater detail as the session moves along, are paramount to gaining more traction in the gaming vertical and make us a key player with you. These services have allowed CMI to establish existing relationships with some of the more prominent gaming companies, both in mainland China as well as internationally. In summary, partnering with CMI offers many advantages, leveraging our strengths, our reach, our ability to assist you in navigating and entering the Chinese market. There are some specific requirements that are very, very simple for us to navigate and help you navigate to enter the market, making for and allowing for a potentially seamless entrance to what is arguably one of the largest markets in the world. We look forward to connecting with each of you and as many as possible to explore the opportunities at hand. With that, I want to hand it over to my colleagues to discuss our cloud gaming solution in greater detail. Thanks very much. There'll be a Q&A session at the end of the session to hopefully answer any questions and cover off any details you may have. Thank you.
All right, thank you again, James. And hey, folks, my name is Liu, and I'm the head of product support team in China Mobile International, and I'm a hardcore gamer as well. I play a lot of games. And today I want to share my thoughts on how network, cloud, and they're going to impact the gaming experience. So first of all, let's ask a very simple and obvious question: how network relates to games? if we asked this question like 25 years ago, is the answer is probably no. Network doesn't relate to game because there was no online game. I don't even know there's online games like 25 years ago. But right now, time is different. We use network every day. We do a lot of online shoppings. We do a lot of virtual cloud. We do a lot of multiplayer mode. That's really fun. So to me, to those gamers, what does a good network mean? A good network means faster download speed, right? I can download some games in like some blockbuster games in like 30 minutes or even like 15 minutes. That's really convenient and fast. But inside the industry, what does it mean to the gaming industry? A good network means it's cloud capable. When we move our infrastructure system or content, those games to the virtual cloud, the bottleneck shifts from the local computing power and local network throughput to the cloud computing power, to the cloud network throughput, right? If everybody, I mean, if most of the gamer has a very good network connected, and as well as the virtual cloud infrastructure, then it means it's cloud capable, right? And second, a good network to me, to gamers, means a faster response time. When I can play online battles, I can play multiplayer mode. It's really fun, and I have a similar experience when I play the single campaign mode. I got similar input delays. I can really feel the response from the gaming characters. That's really good. But I mean, the faster response time to gamers inside the industry, it means a better user experience, right? And that's also given by the network. And third, a good network to gamers means I can buy from online shop. I don't have to go to a local retail store. I can buy from the online shop. From the time I decide to buy the game to the time I actually play the game, it's only took me about 30 minutes. That's really fast and convenient. And to the industry, it means we have an innovative distribution channel. We don't need to do the game disc manufacturing. We don't need to do the shipment. We don't need to waiting for the customers to come into the game shop to buy games. We have a new distribution way, which is online, on the cloud, right? And a bad network means slow download speed and slow response time, and buy from retail store for gamers. And on the contrary, to the gaming industry, a bad network means it's cloud incapable. We cannot do cloud. And we'll have to focus on the single campaign mode because the internet environment is too bad. We cannot do multiplayer. And then it means we have to do the traditional distribution channel, which is the retail store. And then let's see how cloud impacts game industry. First of all, like I mentioned before, the distribution channel changes from the offline retail store to online shops, right? Like still 25 years ago, I buy every game. I buy every game in the retail store. But right now, I never go to retail store to buy any game, right? And that actually dramatically reduces the whole purchasing cycle of a gamer. Again, from the time I decide to own the game to I actually play the game, if I buy from online, it took me 30 minutes. But if I go to the retail store, that's going to take me like at least 1 hour or 2 hours. So it dramatically shortened the purchasing cycle of gamers, right? And the second, the game ownership shifts from buyout to as a service, like Game Pass. I use it every day. That's really, really good and really convenient. Before, when I want to buy a game, I'll have to pay for like the full price, $59.99 in the US dollars to buy a game. But right now, I pay like $10 more a month, and then I can choose the game from a game library that contains more than 300 of games, and that's also good for the players. And this one is actually the changing from the commercial side. And last but not least, the game station moves from the PC and console end to the cloud. This is the technical shifting, right? I don't have to buy a really powerful gaming PC by spending like $2,000. I don't have to buy a game consoles. As long as I have a network, I can actually play the game anywhere I like, anywhere and anytime I like. And again, the bottleneck shifts from the local computing power to the overall network throughput. The gaming graphic is not determined by the computing power anymore, but it's determined by the network for the cloud gaming, right? The higher the throughput I got, the clearer picture and better graphic I'll have for the online for the cloud games. So that's very interesting. We see a lot of shiftings, both commercial side and technical side, when we do the cloud games. And then behind the scenes, there's a cloud, there's content distributors, there's the end users, the gamers like me, and how do we connect them all together? That's actually a very sad fact that most of the people are ignoring the connections that provided by ISP, because today the network is more like a basic element, like air, like waters. It's just there. It's just there in our life, right? But behind the scenes, we actually did a lot. We actually did a lot to make sure that the connection is stable and the connection is good. So let's ignore most of the details in this picture. It's just a brief illustrations on how we connect the content provider, service provider from one end to the end customers, the end gamers on the other end. We all know that we have public internet. If I have a computer, I have a ISP connected, I can browse the internet, I can do some cloud gaming, I can download games from the internet. But actually behind the internet, there's a lot more technologies that we can leverage on to provide the premium services. Basically, most ISPs categorize the traffic into 3 tiers. The first one is the most performance sensitive traffic, like real-time video, real-time voice, and real-time interactive traffic like multiplayer game data. And the second tier is any other business critical data that's determined by the different type of industry. And the last tier is the best effort. It's the public internet. So including emails or websites or any other type of normal traffic. So when we play the games, when we do the distributions, we are actually using the lowest tier. Right? We are actually using the public internet to transit the data from the cloud side to the end customer side. But there's a lot more on behind the scenes to be discovered, and most of the time they got ignored by most of the companies and customers. But I mean, we do provide those type of services that leveraging on different type of technologies. Some of them are using the premium backbone, and some of them are using the software-defined network, SDN, SD-WAN, and some of them are leveraging on the application acceleration services that we provide. And my colleague will have a detailed introduction later. And then let's go back to China. Because we are China Mobile International. China market is definitely our sweet spot. So the data showing here is referenced by China Game Industry Report, January to June 2020. So you can see from the chart that this is the chart for the first half year. It's 6 months. So you can see the chart that the gaming market in China is actually increasing every year. And there are several reasons. The first one, the policies and regulation in China market open in recent decades, like 20, 30 years ago. There's no real video game in China, but right now the market is open. So more and more people can enjoy the game, and more and more people are getting to know the game, right? And the second reason is that the people in China are getting richer. they have more extra money that they can spend to buy whatever they want, like the games, see the movies, or go to a good restaurant. It's the buying power increase in mainland China. And the third one is because China has a lot of people. We have like for I think we have the gaming market for the first half year in 2020 reaches like 65 billion number of players. That's a huge market. And the total revenue reaches about 21 billion US dollars. Again, that's for the first half year. And also there's a cloud game market in China. That increased from 2.25 to 4.03, equals to, I mean, right now it's approximately 61 billion US dollars for the first half year. So China really has a really potential and growing gaming market, and it will be still, I mean, it will keep growing in the next few years. And then let's, last but not least, let's talk about the CMI, how we bring our value to the market. First of all, because we are a internet service provider, we have vast connectivities to all those direct customers, to all those direct gamers like me. And we have, like James mentioned, we have more than 900 million mobile users, and I think we have more than 140 broadband users in mainland China. And because mainland China is our sweet spot. And we pretty much have 100 coverage in mainland China as well, because we are the largest telecommunication operator in mainland China. And we can reach every single host, like globally, with our transit provider as well. And the second one is we offer the premium network, like the tier traffic that I mentioned before. We do leveraging on different technologies to provide different type of differentiated services to the end customers. And that can actually enhance the online game experience by carrying the performance sensitive data on CMI premium backbone. And the third one, we can do Cloud Connect. It's a secure and fast connection to cloud. If you have moved your infrastructure from local to cloud, then you need to consider the security, right? Because everything will be channeled on the public internet. There is a security issue, and then you need to consider the performance. If you will get the same performance as if the system is hosted locally, and that's actually depending on the network threshold. So we also offer the direct cloud net, whether it is from on-premises offices to the public cloud, or from public cloud to public cloud. And we also support hybrid cloud scenario, like from AWS to Azure. We can provide that. And last but not least, application acceleration service, which accelerate the traffic between China and global. Because there are so many customers, there are so many gamers in China that they are willing to connect to overseas servers. And some of my friends, they are actually prefer to connect it to overseas servers rather in mainland China, because overseas servers always have a lot of players on that. They can easily find sessions, and they can easily get connected. On the other side, there's also a lot of players in China that are willing to download the game content from overseas as well. That's a very interesting fact that we have some enterprise customers that connected with us, and they are the gaming distributors in China. Their major market for the Hong Kong content are actually the APAC version of the game. They distribute those games in the APAC regions, mainland China exclusive. But whenever we see, whenever there's a sales season, like summer sales, like Christmas sales, we can always see that the traffic to that provider increased dramatically, like 10 times and 20 times more than the Euro traffic. That's very interesting, because that means there are a lot of players and gamers in mainland China. When the sales season comes, they actually buy the games from the overseas servers because they want to get the overseas version of that game, or because there's no mainland China version of the game, they'll have to go to the overseas servers to download the game. So meaning that the demand in China is huge. It's like great, and the only matter is how we develop the market and how we advertise ourselves. Right, and that's pretty much my presentation today. And thank you all for listening. And then I'll hand over to my colleague Tony, and he'll introduce the cloud gaming solutions that provided by Sam. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Zhuo and James. So next season, I will introduce our game cloud network solutions. So how can we use our network to provide a better connection between the cloud to the users? So our colleague has tells the background of the game changing. So the game model have changed it from the digital game
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let me find the presentation. Sorry, because Tony is in
Sorry,
Hong Kong.
there are something problem with my
All right. Yeah, I mean that's the network bottleneck that I that I talk about.
Yeah. Okay, I think something problem with my camera. So let's move on. This is the different requirements for the different game types. For the FPS or mobile, we need least latency, high real-time latency requirement, and for the RGB or something easy games, we do not need the lower latency from the games. For the challenges for the cloud gaming, so for my side, I am a gamer for FPS and RPG, but I didn't see the more features of the cloud gaming. But for the cloud gaming requirements, we need to face the three problems. For the first one is space of light, and the second one is the IDC cannot provide a low latency for the who was learned from the IDC. So the second one is edge computing in the 5G or in the future. I think the carrier will provide better edge computing solutions for the game developer. So let's introduce our CMCC company. So James have told before. So we have more than 1 billion users in our network. So we are the biggest carrier in the world, and we are the biggest 5G carrier in the future. So CMCC also have a cross-border network in law, and we also can provide the game platforms more users and more network and reduce your network cost. For as we know, we do need we need to have we have the compliance of the cross-border connectivity, so we can provide you a legally network for your business. So for the solution for our users, so carrier users contains the OTT users, and the OTT users may be the game users. But for our game cloud solutions, we can connect to the city or CUs users in China. They are another two biggest carriers in China. And we also can cover the China mobile users and the other ISPs users. So this is what we can cover it. So semi-cloud network integration solutions can provide their game users with end-to-end network guarantee for the game platforms to their players. That means we can do many things for the future. So this is a background of the player's experience. For in the over 10 years ago, if the Chinese users want to play games which games developed in Japan or in Korea or in Hong Kong, so we need to face the Chinese internet problems. After that, we will face the Great Firewall. Another one is overseas internet problems. So we can the data will receive the game service overseas. So the experience for the online gaming is have a very poor network experience. But today, the most users will choose to buy the game accelerator. So they will spend some monies for different games, maybe $10 per month or $5 per month for one or two games accelerator. So they will pay the game accelerator to use the game accelerator POP. So the data go to the accelerator POP, and after that, they will use a dedicated line to cross the Great Firewall and reach the game accelerator overseas POP. So after that, the overseas POP have the better connection between the first scenario. So what we will provide to the solution is a game cloud solution. That means we can which means the end-to-end SLA guarantee. That means we can put the API to the client software. So using this API, the game data will automate to connect the CMI accelerator POP in the mainland of China. And after that, we will use our dedicated line or Cloud Connect. We have the biggest network in China, so we have the backbone to the cross the firewall, and after that we have built the game accelerator POP in the cloud, so we can use the Cloud Connect to the game cloud, so game service. So after that, we can provide the end-to-end guarantee for the users. So the data when transit transit from China to the overseas. For only this path use the internet. It's very short, maybe 10 kilometers. Which we will add 5 or 10 megasecond. After that, the data, the game data will transit from the dedicated line to cross to the overseas. So we can prevent the end-to-end SLA guarantee. So which game platforms which will use our use our technologies, which can provide the sustainable online gamers for the Chinese users. So for the user side, maybe we provide the 3 types of the accelerators. The first one is normally the game accelerator. So the second one is our game cloud API. The third one is our smart home gateway. That is only for the China Mobile whiteboard users. So we can deploy our game cloud accelerator API in our GPON or EPON model, which we will install in our network users. So for the user side, we have 3 solutions for that. For the game accelerator path, so we are using our CDN network to accelerate the download, and after that we can provide the cloud connect and our dedicated line to guarantee the latency. For the game platforms, we also can provide the game platforms if you want to use a real hardware in IDC, or if you want to use the cloud. We have many IDC in the world, so we also have many IDC partners in the world, around the world. So we can make you requirement. So how let's see how the API works. So the APIs were inside of the game client software. Maybe this is a little programs in your software, and these programs will program will will choose the this program will detect your game data, and they will find the nearest pop around these users. So in this scenario, we will find the 3 of them, but we have more than 300 nodes in China, so we will find the 3 nodes around this gamer. So we will choose the best one to switch this VPN to connect the accelerator pop. After that, we will use the MCC backbone to cross the GF wall, and after that, the game data will reach the game accelerator overseas pops.
Yeah, I think the network bottleneck. I think yeah, I'm trying to jump to the slide that he's talking about. Okay, yeah, let me try to share the screen on my side so that I can control the slides. Yeah, sorry guys, it's a long distance from Hong Kong all the way to Canada, even for network. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen here. So I think Tony is on the page of that Semi's Game Cloud network solution. And so this is another type of gaming acceleration solution that we can offer. We have the vast connections to the public cloud on one side, and we have the vast connectivity to the end users on the other side as well. And we can leveraging on the CDN technology to provide the game cloud solutions. And again, it will be not on the public internet like what Tony doing right now, because the public internet is always best effort. It's we cannot, any ISPs cannot really guarantee the performance on the public internet. So sometimes we'll have this issue happens, like when we doing the online chat while I'm playing the game, and suddenly the voice just stopped, right? That's really bad for teamwork in the online battles. But I mean, it happens on the public internet. So that's why, and there's so many ISPs and other networking companies, tier 2, tier 3, they're all providing the differentiated service just for those performance sensitive data, because some of the service cannot be interrupted. Tony, are you back online? You want to continue yours?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think I'm
I'll
back.
stop
Okay.
sharing. All right.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. All right.
So our Cloud Connect can have connected for the Google Cloud and the Azure AWS or Huawei Cloud, Alibaba Cloud. So we have the best connection between the public cloud and IDC from our side, accelerated side. So that's is a solution. Maybe this is a new business model. I don't want to. I can show you the latency we will provide impose for the overseas games to China. For the China users, we'll have 1 or 5 microseconds to connect our edge accelerated POPs. For the pop-to-pop latency, we can see the pop-to-pop latency from Guangzhou to Hong Kong, only 5 microseconds ms, and for the Shanghai to Japan, we have only 30 microseconds, and only for the Korea, maybe less than 20 microseconds for the NCP cable. So we can see the latency will very lower. So for the overseas POPs to the game servers latency, so this is one. It's about 1 microsecond. If we are using AWS to AWS, maybe 1 or 2 microseconds. If we to AWS to another public cloud, maybe 10 microseconds. So that's what latency will end-to-end latency will do 25 or to the 200. That can meet the players requirement. So this is a
Okay, it seems he got issue again. Yeah, let me take over one more time. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. sorry, the Safari is not work good. Further, if we put the game service to Hong Kong, we can provide the end-to-end latency is 5 to 8 microseconds. For this benefit, is CMI have a self-built IDC in public cloud resource in Hong Kong. AWS and many public cloud use our IDC, so we can have best latency between the pop to pops. So the low end-to-end latency and because of the one country two system, so the games which deploy in Hong Kong service, they will not need to be follow the Chinese mainland government some rule of them. So you can easily to put your games into the China in cooperation with us. So that will be open a new market to the mainland of China. Yeah, which disadvantage is you need a new extra node. I think PUBG has already to start these things. They have the Hong Kong service, and the Chinese Chinese gamer experience is provided very huge. Yeah, that is the new choice of the. That is the difference between if you put the game service in Shanghai, in mainland of China, or in the Hong Kong. That's a little difference. So the challenge is you need you can easy to say this, you can give more money, and you also can do not to easy to get the game approvals. Yeah. That is the difference between the mainland of China and Hong Kong. So for the if you're worried about the users coverage, if you use the Steam's data, we can say the most users around of China, you can say we can have a better coverage between the cover them. So you don't need to worry about that, the latency. You don't need about the latency, because the west of China, like Xinjiang or Xizang, there are not many users of them. So there are many cloud partners. If you use AWS, you can keep the AWS solutions and use our accelerator API you can have a better connection between the public cloud overseas servers to Chinese users. Okay. So for the Sony, for the PlayStation, we have talked to the senior manager of the SIE, the director of the SIE. So we can help them to build a one network, a real one network, PlayStation network in globally, and one step to the users. So the game platforms can directly provide the game service to users. So for the carrier, we do not to operate the games. We only to want to provide our network users a better online online gaming experience. So we will charge them the network cost. So we don't to split your incomes. So one experience, that means if you games a service in China, you will provide new design games for the Chinese users. So, but if you put the game servers out of China, not out of China, if you do not deploy the game service in the mainland of China, so you can provide same games as another countries. Okay. So this is our CDN service. We have the one of the biggest CDN service in carrier in China. So we can provide the lowest price to you, and maybe free. Yeah. Okay. So this is our IDC in Hong Kong, London, and Singapore. Also in the Germany or okay. So that is YCMI. So this is so CMI do not produce the game's content. So we only transmit the game data and data package without worrying about the game candidates be copied. So some like Tencent or some Chinese OTTs, maybe they will copy your games, but for cooperation with carrier, we do not do that. So the game distributor platforms can directly to players and operators the game content and the game and they will you can get all of the incomes by yourself. Okay, that's all. If you have any more questions, this is our successful case for the accelerators for Tencent games and for some device as a mobile phones. They are using our game accelerator API. So if you have any more questions or if you want to know more of our game accelerator API, you can directly connect me. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Everyone, thanks for that. So I'll just summarize everything by saying thank you for paying attention and listening and learning a little bit more about CMI and what we're trying to do with the gaming industry and the gaming vertical. If there's any questions or comments that people have, my contact information is herein in the Pine app. So please feel free to reach out to me, and we'll get connected and figure out how we can make your lives a little easier as it relates to China gaming and utilizing some of the products and services that we have. Thanks very much to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you, guys.